Hello, good evening. Clean-up operations are continuing after Storm Dennis brought flooding to parts of Scotland. Some rivers in the borders reached record levels and a couple had to be rescued after their car was swept off the road. Joanne Macaulay reports.
Storm Dennis didn't stay long but left its mark in many homes here in Newcastleton. The River Liddle, which runs through the village, burst its banks with a combination of heavy rain and melting snow, damaging homes in nearby streets.
We kind of got a 10-week-old son and a 6-year-old son, and then a girlfriend and dog, so it was a bit of a mad rush to raise everything off the ground and pack bags for the baby for the night, and the dogs, obviously, we don't want to leave them behind.
It was hellish, the whole from 4 o'clock onwards when we realised the river was really getting to a state that we'd never seen it, and it happened that quick. Within the next 15-20 minutes it was swept through as far as the centre of the village. Places that had never ever seen water before, it just totally overwhelmed them.
A couple had to be rescued after their car was swept off the road because of rising waters. Firefighters and other rescuers waded in to help them to safety when the vehicle became wedged against a gate near Newcastleton. Emergency teams monitored the situation across the borders.
I think because we've unfortunately had a number of storms over the last few years, we had the storms back in 2015, we worked very closely with SEPA to look at that and to assess the damage. And this year, in Storm Ciara last week, we got excessive records. But what we had just today was a record that goes back probably over 200 years. One of the levels has never been exceeded, so it's quite remarkable for the river to get to that height.
Elsewhere, rail services are facing disruption from Storm Dennis, especially in Ayrshire and Inverclyde. And there are still high wind warnings in place.
The residual risk now is actually for our coastal communities along the west coast with the winds. The river situation is improving. There's still a lot of water about and there will be a lot of water still in fields and on roads. So our advice to people is still take care.
River levels are slowly returning to normal. But people here say they were surprised by how quickly the water levels rose, went into the village and receded again. They say they've never seen anything like it. Joanne Macaulay reporting Scotland, Newcastleton.